Battle Royale games have revolutionized the world of gaming, and one of the forerunners in crafting this new emergent game mode has been Epic Games' Fortnite Battle Royale. With building mechanics that had never been seen in a player versus player game before, and a cartoony aesthetic that was perfect for kids, Fortnite Battle Royale found itself on a one-way track to the top, very quickly becoming one of the fastest growing and most popular games in history. In this video, we're going to take a look at how this game found itself evolving faster than anyone could have expected. Epic Games never intended for Fortnite to have a Battle Royale mode. When it was teased in 2011, it was described as an expansive original world where players could be creative, resourceful, and collaborative while defending their fortress from monsters at night. Player versus player combat wasn't even considered as a factor. At the time, Fortnite was busy trying to capture the glory of other widely popular games. Minecraft was first released to the public in May of 2009, and it was immediately a global hit. 2 years later, in 2011, it seemed like an unstoppable juggernaut of a game. Also incredibly popular in 2011 was Call of Duty Black Ops, another record-breaking title. Released in 2010, the game contained a zombie survival mode, in which players would defend themselves against hordes of undead monsters, trying to solve puzzles and quests along the way. Epic Games had already played around with horde modes in Gears of War 2 and Gears of War 3, and applying what they knew from those experiences and combining it with the mining and building mechanics of a game like Minecraft seemed like it would be the next big thing. But that future was never realized. The game was placed into development hell, and over the space of 5 years, heads of the company would leave, controversy would strike at Epic Games, and the game would face mounting delays. When Fortnite's primary game, now dubbed Save the World, was eventually released, it was a bit of a mediocre flop. Reviews said that the game mode was largely boring and clogged up with time-wasting progression systems and an over-reliance on loot boxes. After investing so much money and time into Fortnite, something good had to come from it, and so Epic did the unthinkable. They turned their failing game into a Battle Royale. Battle Royale went into development around the same time Save the World was initially released. Considering Save the World was released on July 21st and Battle Royale was released on September 26th, there were only around 2 months of development on the mode before it was released to the public. While it used a lot of Save the World assets and mechanics, Battle Royale still plays incredibly different to the base game. Not to mention, it includes an immense 100 players on the same map and still manages to run buttery smooth. Whether you like it or hate it, there's no denying that Fortnite Battle Royale has become one of the most popular games on the planet. It's a worldwide phenomenon, and there are a number of factors that have gone into making it such a hit. The biggest factor that went into making Fortnite Battle Royale such a hit was the fact that it was free to play. You could just download Fortnite from the Epic Games launcher and play Fortnite Battle Royale without having to purchase Save the World. If people had to pay money for the game, then it's likely that it wouldn't have become so popular so quickly. Strangely enough, Fortnite Battle Royale wasn't always going to be free to play. Originally, the plan was for Battle Royale to be bundled in with Save the World, and you would have to pay $40 in order to play it. The switch to a free-to-play model only happened 2 weeks before the game went live, and it worked so well that even Save the World will be going free-to-play when it emerges from early access. Another of the factors that led to Fortnite Battle Royale's sweeping success is its kid-friendly aesthetic. The characters and skins in Fortnite look like they could have stepped straight out of a Pixar movie. But as things often seem to be with Fortnite, this wasn't always the case. When you think of Epic Games, you probably don't think of cute and cuddly graphics. You think of dark and gritty war shooters like Unreal Tournament and Gears of War. Even the now-canceled Paragon had that dark tone to it, but luckily for Fortnite, the graphical tone of the game was changed entirely. The team went back to the drawing board, taking notes from Tim Burton, Pixar, and even Looney Tunes from the 1950s. Eventually, Epic Games came to the art style that they have today, which not only looks colorful and imaginative to capture the eye of kids, but it can now run on literally every current gaming device at a similar level of graphical fidelity, from the PC to mobile phones. Partly because it is so child-friendly, there has been a massive explosion of Fortnite-related content released online. From streams to YouTube videos, news articles to clip compilations, it could be argued that the biggest factor that caused Fortnite Battle Royale to succeed was the community itself. The content creators and influencers that play the game have provided fans with a steady and constant stream of content, and now the game brings in hundreds of thousands of viewers on Twitch, even beating out games like League of Legends, which have been at the top of the pile for years. We even have pro athletes and celebrities playing the game live on stream. Who can forget the time that Drake and Ninja teamed up to break the concurrent view record on Twitch? Events like this have helped spread the game to so many more people that its success almost feels inevitable. Fortnite changes a lot. That's probably another of the reasons it's so successful. The game is constantly evolving. At the end of each season, there's a massive event that brings the community together and ushers in the next season, which will have a whole bunch more cosmetics for us to grind for. There will be challenges and new weapons throughout the season to keep the experience fresh. Sometimes a new LTM will pop up, giving us a whole new mode to play, but Fortnite Battle Royale wasn't always like that. When Fortnite Battle Royale was first released in September 2017, things were much simpler. In fact, at first, there weren't even any seasons. There weren't even any skins. The entire game consisted of default skin players running around the map, not even knowing how to build properly. There were only 10 named locations in the map, 2 of which don't even exist anymore. There were no leaderboards, the storm didn't have any effects, and there were no supply drops for people to grab. Over the course of the preseason, it was very much apparent that Fortnite Battle Royale's mode wasn't exactly complete yet. But during that time, Epic Games managed to add duos, supply drops, player stats, and reports, voice chat, and even teammate spectating. And then, Season 1 changed everything even further. Patch 1.8, also known as the Season 1 patch, set Fortnite on its long journey to becoming the game that we all know and love today. This patch added the item shop and the locker, and finally gave players the ability to acquire in-game cosmetic items. Of course, back in Season 1, the store was not the same as it is now, and the Battle Pass didn't even exist yet. Instead of a Season Pass, everyone could gain season levels through gaining in-game experience, and through increasing your season levels, you were able to unlock new cosmetics. These cosmetics weren't just given to you though, you had to actually buy them with V-Bucks. At level 5, you got the Aerial Assault 1 glider. Level 15 gave you the ability to unlock the Aerial Assault Trooper. Level 20 was the Renegade Raider. And at level 35, you got the Raiders' Revenge harvesting tool. But like I said, you had to buy all these items with V-Bucks after unlocking them. Each item rose in price, and while the level 5 item was only a cheap 500 V-Bucks, the level 35 reward was a full 1500. If you wanted to buy all of the Season 1 rewards, then you would have to spend a grand total of 4,400 V-Bucks, which would cost you around $45 of real-world money. Considering the quality of the skins in comparison to more recent seasons, it's safe to say that the only reason you would want those skins is for the bragging rights. Of course, you could buy other skins in the store as well. There were plenty of arguably much better skins that could be bought outright without having to level up at all. Some of those skins were involved in the first seasonal event in the history of Fortnite and were part of the reason that we all remember patch 1.8 as the Fortnite Mares patch. Over the course of Season 1, players were allowed to buy the Skull Trooper and Ghoul Trooper skins, and since they were first introduced to the game, they have become 2 of the most highly requested skins to return in the history of Fortnite. The skins were simple, but their rarity has made them highly sought after, and some accounts sold on eBay with the skins have been sold for thousands of dollars. Not only that, a brand new pumpkin-headed rocket launcher was added into the game, and while it worked pretty much the same as a normal rocket launcher, it had some pretty cool Halloween effects, including an evil laugh and some sickly green smoke when it exploded. Epic Games obviously realized their mistake when it came to progression, because by the time Season 2 rolled around, they had a brand new revolutionary system to sell to players: the Battle Pass. At this time, the Battle Pass cost 1,800 V-Bucks, though you could also buy it for 950 on sale. The Season 2 Battle Pass worked to build the framework for the seasons after it. After purchasing the pass, you were faced with 70 tiers that you had to work your way through. If you did, you were able to get 4 medieval-themed outfits, 3 harvesting tools, and 4 gliders. The best part? You didn't have to pay anything extra to use them. This progression concept was so inspired and unique that other games, both inside and outside of the Battle Royale genre, have adapted it for their own uses. Season 2 also featured more skins that were nothing to do with the Battle Pass itself, which could be purchased from the store. Included in all of those were skins from 2 more seasonal holidays, Christmas and Valentine's Day. These skins aren't nearly as sought after as the Halloween skins, and when it comes to Christmas, there were many more. There were 2 uncommon skins, the Nogops and Yuletide Ranger skins, 2 rare skins, the codename Elf and Red-Nosed Raider skins, 2 epic skins, the Ginger Gunner and the Merry Marauder, and at last, a single legendary skin, the Crackshot. The Christmas update also brought some aesthetic changes to the map, going even further than Halloween had. Christmas trees were scattered around the map, and supply drops had been changed from their normal skin to festively themed Christmas presents. The coolest changes over the holiday season, however, were on the battle bus and the grenade launcher. The battle bus had been changed completely. The balloon that held the bus up as it flew itself over the Fortnite island had been replaced by a giant balloon Santa, and the entire bus itself had been covered in wrapping paper themed paint and a bunch of fairy lights, and of course I can't forget the wreath on the hood. The grenade launcher had been changed into the snowball launcher, and as you can guess, it fired explosive snowballs. All of these map changes, while not changing the gameplay at all, really went a long way to make the map feel a lot more festive. By the time Valentine's Day rolled around, it was pretty clear that Epic Games had ditched the idea of making every single rarity represented in their seasonal event skins, because the new skins on offer were only of the legendary variety. For 2,000 V-Bucks each, you could buy the Cuddle Team Leader or the Love Ranger skin, which were based on a pink cuddly teddy and a stony Cupid angel statue, respectively. It's not like the new season rewards and skins were the only changes to Fortnite Battle Royale during the second season of the game. During the second season of the games, Epic made a huge amount of changes, both to the Battle Royale island itself and to the items that were in the game. One of the biggest changes, though, was the introduction of limited time modes. It was on the 7th of December that Epic changed Fortnite Battle Royale completely by adding the 50v50 LTM into the game, which set a trend for new, strange, and interesting modes to be added into the game in the future. From the explosive-only combat of high explosives, Epic Games quickly transitioned to the sneaky silencer LTM, in which people were only allowed to use silenced weapons. It gave people brand new ways to play, forcing them into using specific weapons to make the game feel much fresher. Season 2 also brought with it massive changes to the map on a level never before seen in Fortnite. Halfway through the season, on the 17th of January, the 10 named locations on the map were boosted up to 18, and the island started to take the shape of the Fortnite map that we all know and love today. Haunted Hills, Junk Junction, Snobby Shores, Shifty Shafts, Tomato Town, Dusty Depot, Salty Springs, and of course, the legendary Tilted Towers were all added to the map. On the same day, biomes were also added into the game. Before this update, the entire map was basically a green field with some different locations on it, and the biomes helped make places like Moisty Mire a little bit more unique and different to the other places that were on the map. Admittedly, some of those locations were already in the game before this update, but it was nice to finally have an official name for them. During Season 2, health items also got a major rework. Before this season, there were only 3 health items in the game: the medkit, the big potion, and the bandages. Season 2 introduced the mini potions, which most people take for granted these days, the cozy campfire, and the chug jug. These item additions allowed players to play Fortnite even more aggressively than they could before, no longer needing to sit back behind cover in fear of losing health that they didn't have the items to replenish. Basically, the second season of Fortnite was a bit like Evolution. It took the first significant steps from being just another Battle Royale game to being something that was truly special, giving people even more ways to play, and in the case of the Battle Pass, potentially changing the face of in-game microtransactions for the rest of history. It seems strange to say that all these changes were still only the building blocks to something even greater. In the future seasons of the game, Fortnite was destined to evolve even further, to make changes that were even bigger. Somehow, without anyone seeing it coming, Fortnite was about to make the first steps to developing a storyline that we're gripped by even today.